picture come through, and I was like, what the fuck?
Good practice.
Oh, okay. So you have the ability to go live. Hey, we are live. This is NFT Live with DJ Savage. How is everybody doing today?
Freaking awesome, my dude.
Man.
That was fun.
We are, hey, you know what? It takes a lot hosting over here.
It's a good ride.
We've had a couple test drives. What's up, Will Boy? How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on. We got a little art start now filming in last night, so I can't wait to share that with the LADZ City crew, and just ready to share the stage, the round table with these folks. Fun Uncle being my my ping pong opponent over here. I'm so used to the back and forth with him, but I look forward to getting to know you guys a little bit too, and to dig into these topics of discussion. So,
dude, we were recording until 1 a.m. Woboy's time last night, and then Woboy rolls out of bed and just did a Twitter space on your guys' new channel, Web3, right? And then here you are.
No. It was
doing
actually
NFT Live.
It was with.
What are you working on? Yeah.
It was with Cake Dapes. So I've been doing with the Next Thing group. Cake is a very good friend of mine, and they're awesome over there, and they've been persevering through all the IP stuff that's been going on, which was wild. Now Cake Dapes are back on OpenSea, and they've been celebrating and stuff. And
actually, tell me about that. Was that IP with Bored Apes? What was going on there?
No, it's a long. This is a deep rabbit hole.
There's not enough time in the day. Okay, all right, I got
it. But just happy to kick it with my friends, and now it just continues. I just keep hanging out with more of my friends, so I look forward to today. Yeah.
Well, it's a great community. We were talking about this last night. That like NFTs introduced us to new friends, you know. And at the bottom of the screen, I'm meeting a new person for the first time. What's your name, my new friend? I love the mustache, by the way. That's a power stash.
Thank you, sir. Biggie Poppins is the name.
My guy.
Biggie.
Biggie Poppins, hell yeah. It's good to meet you, dude. It's good to meet you.
Likewise, brother. Likewise. I'm happy to be back, man. I've been gone, like I was telling you, for like about a week, man. But it's like light years, you know. It's like I feel like Back to the Future, you know. It's like I'm catching up on all kinds of shit. It's like, really, man.
You
miss 1 week in the NFT space. Yeah, you miss a year when you miss a week. In the
absolutely.
NFT space. So much shit happens constantly.
Insane. Like at some point, you just kind of like clean up your whole Discord, and you're like, I'll just be ignorant about all this shit.
Delete. Yeah.
How about you, DJ Savage?
I get it.
What'd you say?
How about yourself? How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. You know, the girlfriend's been gone at her parents all week, so I took today and cleaned up the entire house, so she gets to come home to a clean house, and I get to feel good while we're on stream. So I'm doing wonderful. It's been a quick week. I can't believe it's already Friday. Like, time just absolutely flies. Absolutely flies. Yeah, I've been watching your little MoonBirds down there, Biggie. Those guys have been doing pretty good over there. People making lots of money on those guys.
Yeah, man. With like what, like 2% of it only listed for sale. It's absolutely insane, man. It's again like and this whole little bit of drama that happened with one of the teammates leaving and everything. It's been really cool to watch them like just stay steady, you know. Like I feel like a lot of people try to FUD like what is just everyday happenings, you know, in projects that are at like this stage of development. But you know, sometimes they do take a hit, and it was really cool and satisfying to see people just kind of like, oh man, 92% or 98% staked, diamond hands, man. So yeah,
is that really cool. On the MoonBirds and their first drop too?
What do you mean?
That's their second drop, right? What was the first one? It was at the
Emotes, I would say, was the first proof project. Afterwards came MoonBirds, which was obviously what it is right now.
Did that guy quit or not quit? Did he leave both teams, or was it just the MoonBirds one that he was on?
No, Ryan, it was proof, and he helped. He was instrumental in the whole development and launch of the MoonBirds, but it was very weird. Like some people try to make it seem like he came up this thing last minute. There had been an article, I forget who it was, an entrepreneur or something, where he had stated that like he's making an NFT fund and that's what he was gonna do. I guess maybe people thought like that shit was gonna be like some side hobby. I don't know how you do that with a fund or with MoonBirds, right? But eventually, yeah, I guess the somebody leaked the story and somebody tried to say that he, like front run like a lot of people because he had so much insider knowledge. But if you just look at it, when he started buying and everything, you see that. I mean, I think he behaved pretty well, and things just the typical drama stuff that happens, right? But some people were a little scared, right?
Step one, there's FUD on MoonBirds, and you have no idea what's going on. Yeah, you just look into it and you're like, all right, let's see how dumb or how valid this is. And you start looking into it, and you just gotta make these decisions yourself and like see what if it's something that is like actually concerning or not. And I think in the case of what they're saying about Ryan is there's just like information that he had intention to be doing his own thing way earlier than that. So it was just like nothing really to be like concerned about. But a lot of people, there's so much ego in this space when you're associated with a certain project and then there's another project that's up and coming, and it's like, what is wrong with there being other things that exist? There doesn't need to be a versus. Like obviously,
we want many more
people. Yeah. Like obviously, like there's only so much like ETH to go around. People are going to spend their money wherever. But at that point, when you're at that level, it's like people that are getting sales, their lives are being changed.
Absolutely.
Someone who got in on a 2.5 ETH mint, and then they are able to like flip it up at like 30 ETH on a MoonBird, like that could really, really, really impact your life for the better.
Yeah, it's definitely a win. You're coming up there.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm just a lot more psyched.
Oh, did we lose one?
He's that psyched, dude.
Yo, he's
so
psyched. He's pumped.
We'll see. Oh, I think you guys froze.
No, yeah, you froze out for a second.
You froze out for a second. Oh, there we go. You're back. Hey, welcome back, Biggie.
The timing on it was so funny.
Typical, right? Of course.
I've seen people in other communities saying, let's go FUD MoonBirds, because they're trying to get that price down so they can ape in and get a good deal. I've definitely seen that in a couple different alpha communities where like, let's go FUD the birds. So definitely got to look into it and see if that stuff's real or not, because it might not be real.
Well, that's how you know a project's good, when people want to tear it down,
Yeah, that scares me. That honestly scares me. Like people, the ability to manufacture and fabricate like any sort of like discouragement or doubt about a project. I mean, because people are very fickle in this space and will move according to surface level thoughts so consistently because
and
they're
it's all
afraid.
Part of like that and it's all part of that like deep fake kind of like meme warfare marketing that's coming up that you're seeing so prevalent right now in so many projects, right?
Hey,
I have a theory about it. Like I think it's the affiliate marketers like coming over and just gonna start spamming the shit. I mean, they already are, of course, but I mean, the level of sophistication is getting scary.
If we're going to talk about conspiracy theories, I'm glad my guy, Fun Uncle, is on the show with us today. The master of conspiracy theories. Why don't we touch in with Fun Uncle? What do you think about that?
I don't have all the facts, okay? But that's what the best conspiracy theories are.
They are not needed.
No, dude, I think where there's where there's smoke, there's fire. At the end of the day, if there's ever any smoke at all, I just think, oh, there's got to be a fire. Smoke just doesn't just happen, right? And I think that if you think if there's even whispers of something happening, it's definitely happening, 100%. every time. Every day of the week.
So we can jump into the news this week. I've seen a bunch of different companies getting into the Web3 space. It looks like Starbucks is doing something in Web3. And we have over here, we have Gucci jumping into Web3 and
Big
taking
brands.
Yeah, Gucci and Louis Vuitton and Johnnie Walker all jumping into Web3. So it seems like retail is kind of getting in there, guys. Do you plan on spending any of your crypto to buy a nice Gucci bag or a bottle of liquor?
Here's what I see happening, literally, with all of these big brands, is they're going to make some kind of like membership platform. You know what I'm saying? That like your NFT, your like membership card NFT to Louis Vuitton or Gucci or Starbucks is a better example, will hold all of your like points, you know, that you then use to redeem for more Starbucks or whatever. And like this is that natural progression in, they're like dipping their toes with one or two collectibles. But it'll get to the point where like Starbucks has its own marketplace that contains the dozen or so different, you know, NFT, you name it, like collectible limited edition. Like when Christmas comes along, I know people like to collect the Starbucks mugs and stuff like that. Like what if they had a whole collection of NFT Starbucks mugs? And so this is just like that natural progression I see happening. And it'll culminate with each one of these brands having their own marketplace to house their collectibles. Like 1-2 years out, maybe, but yeah, it's happening. It's a storm a brewing.
Yeah, NFTs definitely.
You got a Starbucks with you right now? Is that what this? Is that what's cool points? Oh my gosh! What are the odds?
Epic.
This is actually empty.
Because it's that good.
Starbucks, out of context, even sounds like a cryptocurrency. Like it literally sounds like if you took it away from like, I wonder if anyone's actually stolen that already. Like if they've taken it as like they created their own cryptocurrency out of that name, because it does sound like something. It sounds like something that Starcatchers would make as their cryptocurrency or something. But I think that what would they do? They'd probably just call their coin like espresso or something, because I think half the time that's what fuels you is that caffeine. Or maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to like, I'm getting all like creative with it, but I'm just having fun over here.
Well, didn't Facebook do the Zuck Bucks, right? They named it after their CEO. Is it Schultz Bills? Would they call it that way? Is that another route to take it?
I have no idea. I don't do anything Facebook.
Let me check it out. Zuck Bucks.
Zuck Bucks, and then Starbucks too. That's got to be a crypto coin. For sure.
Facebook owner
sounds like
Meta
one.
targets finance. Facebook owner Meta targets finance with Zuck.
Oh my, it's real? I was hoping it was a conspiracy.
This was as of April 6th. This is recent. This isn't even like.
Oh
my gosh. Zuckbucks I'm not gonna lie, kind of makes me want to throw up a little bit. That he's like, his name it's so ingrained into that.
You're not running to cash in and grab some of that those Zuckbucks over there. That they might take off.
I mean, likely.
Yeah, probably.
But it's just, I guess maybe it's just the fact that, again, I'm not a big fan of egos, and that just feels so ego. But then again, maybe they're just taking advantage of him being, he is the personality.
The Steve Jobs of Web3.
We'll refer to his. If that's what we will refer to his his programming personality of
Beep boop.
of Facebook, or Meta. Sorry,
Meta. I still can't do it.
It's Facebook. Yeah. Just call it Facebook. You don't have to go along with it. You know, it's such bullshit. It's like, you know, it's like when Prince changed his name to the Armor, like, whatever. I'm not gonna say that. I'm just gonna say Prince. You know, it's like you call yourself whatever you want, Kanye, whoever. It's like,
yeah, they spent a lot of money to get there.
Here. The 10,000-foot view on all of this stuff is that, like, we're so early, you know? It's still the Wild West. We don't even know what we're going to call it yet. And people are, like, claiming territory, trying to build their own empires left and right and center. And I just think that like the real conversation here is like, wow, we're early. Like Starbucks is just now getting into it. You know, Louis Vuitton's just now getting into it. And then they got to like then release whatever their product is, you know, whatever timeline it is for that. So just, I think that's the real conversation is like, we're still early, super early in the NFT space.
Early, but it starts feeling like a land rush, doesn't it? Like you look at what's happening with ENS domains right now, for example, where like people are starting like they were like $50 about a month ago, and right now like 10K. People are bidding on like dates, just dates, like in ENS, you know.
Yeah, 3 or 4 digit like numbers or whatever.
Because you're squatting on and speculating on, and by squatting on like what you think will be very valuable metaverse assets, right? And you say, and I mean, you're going multi-chain with it too, right? Because there's .btc, there's .sol domains, there's .near domains. It's insane, but it's starting to feel like that. Like back, I mean, I don't know. I kind of that was one of my initial theories. So I did do a little bit of domaining early on. I've long since stopped because you know there's only so many things you can think up. You know, before you get your brain like starts overheating. But people have kept going, and I think like I was seeing some stats like Solana and .sol names are like way up, like just this month, like 100,000 registered, because people are catching on to it, you know. So you're starting to see it, and I think that's the attitude that some of these big conglomerate companies are taking, where it's like, dude, we need to at least claim it, you know, put Web3 on it. We'll figure out what we do later, but you know, we're Web3, you know, drop them a token, give them an NFT, whatever. But, you know, and again, it goes back to what I'm telling you. Like, I think it's a lot of this affiliate marketing, Web 2.0 land rush approach to claiming assets and stuff that, I mean, I don't want to say it wasn't there before, but I think it's a lot more prevalent. Like, people have caught on and they're like, oh.
The access is easier. Right?
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, there's some people that are off connecting NFTs outside of ETH. Wow, mind-blowing, right? Beyond Solana, right? Like, there are people who, like, you know, trying to become the whales of Arbitrum NFTs, you know? Because they see that roll-ups and ZKs are going to be, like, so huge, and they're going to get most of the transaction value, so maybe we spend more time there down the road. Anyway.
It's possible. Who knows if they're going to fix Ethereum. We all call it Ethereum 2.0, but it's really just Ethereum. They're never going to change that name. So who knows when they're actually going to pull, you know, roll that out. But, you know, ZK rollups and all that stuff is definitely going to come into play. Like, they're not going to fix the gas on ETH for quite a while. I mean, I don't see it going down anytime soon. It's going to take all these different layer 2s that are going to, you know, push it down.
Yeah, they mentioned.
Well, there's an interesting conversation at Bitcoin Miami about that specifically, where, you know, let's say you go to a bar and you open up a tab and you buy 5 beers and some chips and drinks and stuff like that, and then at the end you close out your tab, right? I don't have to do a transaction every single time I buy a drink or a meal, and that's the problem with modern day cryptocurrency is you got to have like a tab, you know, like let me open up a tab. I'm going to get a couple MoonBirds and blah, 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 put some bullets in there, and then I'll check out, right? Instead of having a gas fee for every single one.
Well, I think it depends on... optimized point, the super optimized way of doing that should be like you stream it. So if I drink half a beer, you only charge me for half a beer. Do what you may with the rest, but I only drank half, you know? And so
I'll buy that other half. Making me thirsty, dude.
I think the reason that they're individual transactions, though, is because you're buying them from other people. You know, you're not buying them from, like, OpenSea. I'm buying it from FunUncle, or I'm buying it from Woboy. So if I'm grabbing multiples, they can't really slam it in one transaction because, you know, they got to cut a little bit to FunUncle. They got to cut a little bit to Woboy. So maybe they could write a smart contract. It'd be like writing it on the fly or something. Maybe an AI could write a smart contract if you wanted to do, like, a big purchase like that. And it could be one single transaction.
All these purchases are happening with the same collection? Is that what we're saying?
Or, I mean, I was just saying, like, if you're jumping on, like, OpenSea and you're going to make a bunch of purchases, like, you want to pick up 4 or 5 NFTs, you know, they're all individual transactions. You can't, like, you know, do one.
For example, let's talk about Nifty Castle. For a second, like, what if I come into Nifty Castle and I wanted to buy a couple DBs and a Witchy GF, right?
Yeah.
Like that would have to be 2 different transactions, right?
Yeah. I mean,
It
yeah,
depends
the
on how many
moment
I
that
get.
someone, the moment that a marketplace introduces the ability for you to be able to compile these things into a shopping cart of some kind, that's like, that'll be really cool.
That will be, yep.
Yeah. I mean, that's what the gem sweeping is for particular, like, what's it called? Like gem, you know what?
Yeah, gem.xyz. Use it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love gem.
For sweeping floors and stuff.
But yeah, no, and that we're gonna talk about Coinbase a little bit later, but
we can talk about it now.
Everyone had such.
That's a tease.
Well,
Yeah, let's talk about it now.
Yeah.
Nice segue. I love it, little
That's
boy.
a good segue. That's a great segue. Let's do it.
Expert.
What a pro.
Cool.
Well done.
Cool.
Could you pull up the article, by
Coinbase.
the way? Can we do a full screen on it?
Yeah. We could cut over here. Coinbase Marketplace
Okay.
gets off to a slow start. I was talking with some people in other groups. I bet you a bunch of people over at Coinbase got fired. How did they miss that big massive drop from Yuga Labs? And we can talk about that one too. Yuga Labs over here refunding a bunch of gas fees for failed transactions on other deed mint. I think they said something crazy like 157 million Ethereum was burned, and they gave back like $4.6 million or something like that. And, Coinbase didn't get any of that action, So...
None. Yeah.
I mean, they were not doing their proper research. Like, someone should have known that land sale was going to happen, and Coinbase needed to be up and functional, so they could have got like a chunk of that, because that was record-breaking day.
About that. I have a theory about that, because I feel like Coinbase isn't like their customer base is totally different, say, than like Bored Apes. Like most people that are Bored Apes, you've been around for a while, or you're really into NFTs if you bought into it a lot later. Like, you're not Coinbase's customer for NFTs. They're not into, like, they know you're gonna go and use Gem and Nascent and all these things because you're savvy. I think Coinbase is very conscious that their customer is the scared boomer that hasn't even wanted to use a ledger. They still keep their stuff there with them because it just feels familiar. It feels like you're banking at Chase, And so for them, I think if you think about it, it's like, why compete? Why even like make a big fuss about our launch or try to make why spend all that money unnecessarily? We already have the customers. Our playing field, we dominated, right? And now we want to come into this, like, we'll take a piece of that pie eventually. Our aim is to get like the little boomer that has just seen all this freaking NFT stuff blow up, but he just hasn't wanted to. We need to grab him by the hand and get him his first gutter cat or whatever, And it's like, and you can keep it here, and good for you. And I feel like that takes maybe a little more time, a little more finesse, and like they're in no rush to do it. So like, and again, it's this narrative, right? Like that you were talking about, well, that it's like, like, oh, a competitor's coming. Oh my God, like there can only be one. No, like, and there's gonna be different customer like faces, right? Like us DJs here that are so early. What is it like? I forgot what it was. Like, it was like, I saw this that there was like 190,000 people own NFTs in the crypto sphere. So out of all the people that trade DeFi or that speculate on crypto, 190,000, that's nothing, So we are like, you said, we are early. We are the DJs. We are taking the biggest risk. But I don't think will ever be your average NFT customer. We will never be. We're actually gonna be the sourpusses, when the masses come, saying dumb shit like, remember back in the day, and that's gonna be us.
They ruined NFTs. The Gen Z kids came in playing music on our lawn.
Yeah.
It's like the same with like young weed smokers, right? Like, like it's like they don't even know what burning flower is. It's like, what is that thing?
I remember my first beer.
Exactly.
I think that I agree. I agree that they are not concerned at all, but everyone else is, and I think that there's I think that we should be observant of that. I think there may be concerns about certain features, like people are worried about like them. So their goal is to be a social. If you notice in the article, they refer to them as a social marketplace. That's something that they're trying to push, is the social aspect of NFTs and how it brings communities together, and that including comments and stuff. And the lead, the UX designer, UI designer, is former Facebook and Instagram, and the design of Coinbase, it's just very Instagram-like. So there's a familiarity there. So new people entering are gonna be familiar with this looks like a social media platform, yet it has trading ability, and so there's some sense of comfort there, I guess, just like UX
it's
and
a
UI
gateway
wise.
drug.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's exactly.
Get him in the door.
I literally, so this was a good, give us your submission and we will give you all the comfort you need. I can think of no measure of comfort worth that price. But that's exactly what they're selling. Comfort, the illusion of safety. And it's unfortunate because for us, the people that would do like crypto, the whole point of it is you taking your keys, your crypto, right? It's like taking your sovereignty into your own hands. The thing that people don't understand, that actually takes work. You got to keep your guard up. And yeah, it's not comfortable. It's not, and technically it should never be as seamless as we would all like the UX and UI to be. Because it just won't.
Mm-hmm. Nothing in the space is currently. So there's so much to be developed and worked on. Nothing's necessarily intuitive, and everything has to be explained twice, it seems like. But I think their goal is to make something that feels as though it's just an organic sort of experience. Yeah.
What Robin
I was
did
thinking
with
about this
stocks,
morning.
It's make it addictive. Find your people. You like confetti coming out of it and gamification. I'll give you that. Or you want the Chase Fidelity experience. I'll give you that too. But in the end, your keys, your crypto, your responsibility. Not somebody else's. Right?
Yeah. Well, with Coinbase Marketplace, or with their wallet, you can't even add a hardware wallet to it. I have a Coinbase wallet, and I even imported it into MetaMask so I could access it a second way in case Coinbase decided they wanted to not let me into my money, because if their servers go down or something, I'm still trying to have access to my wallet. So I imported my Coinbase wallet into MetaMask a year ago. But when I go into MetaMask, I can't add a ledger to it or a Trezor. That option is grayed out. So I was able to get my Coinbase wallet into MetaMask, but you can't add a hardware wallet to it, which I think is funny. Is weird, right? That doesn't seem right. They're forcing if you use Coinbase wallet, not really yours,
little bump
right?
in the road, right?
Yeah, it's sketchy to me. I don't know. I'd like to be able to add a hardware wallet to it and know that my stuff is safe. So I wonder if that's how they're going to do that there, or if they'll roll out a platform to where you can buy multiples, and they're not actually sending it to your wallet because it's hosted on their servers. So maybe it'll be cheaper when you purchase it. If I sell my NFT to Coinbase and someone else grabs it off Coinbase, save a bunch of money that way. Who knows what they're going to do? This space is so new. They're going to be changing a bunch of stuff. Talking about new spaces, what do we feel about Elon changing his Twitter profile to a Bored Ape and degenning in and purchasing some of Twitter?
I think.
Yeah.
He's like the pirate. He's like the Viking warriors that come into a new land and they're just like, yeah, I'm just like you. I'm going to start wearing your clothes just like you guys and blending on in, like a double agent spy or whatever. He's like, hey, I'm just like the Russians. I'm just like you. My Russian accent sucks, so I'm not going to try that. Sorry. But you're a spy, you think this bad neighborhood?
You think this bad neighborhood?
But yeah, he's a spy infiltrating, he's got to let the community, they got to love him, because if he comes in and starts changing everything, people will abandon Twitter. He's got to come in and be like, hey, I'm just one of you. I love it. Bored Apes, GM fam. That's lit AF, right, fellow skateboard kids?
Oh,
You remember
yeah.
in 30
yeah.
Rock when Steve Buscemi comes in with a skateboard in high school and he's like, "Hello, fellow kids."
Been a while for me on that one, but
That's Elon Musk and Twitter right now. Yeah.
I think he mentioned also something that's that story is I don't know what to think of this guy, to be completely honest, like of his intention necessarily. Like literally have no clue. I think that he's just like half troll, half like, and he uses that as a way to disguise his intention in a certain way. But what you just showed there, that article, one interesting point, one of the sources of investment so that he could buy out Twitter is Binance, big time investor, so that he could buy out Twitter. So, and he's mentioned Doge multiple times too. So I'm wondering, like, if there's going to be a diversity of different chains introduced, like, because we have like Ethereum verified and like us. I'm just wondering if what his intention is for utilizing like other chains, and if because Binance is like bought in, if there's going to be like, if that's like, okay, this blockchain is going to be prevalent in Twitter too. I can't say, like, I don't know what that means or what they're entitled to because they invested, but yeah, I'm just super curious to see what that's going to shake up to be like, because I've never used Binance in my life.
Really?
I've never worked.
Wow.
Never.
Wow.
I've never operated on it. And I think a lot of people haven't.
I guess technically neither have I. I'm on Binance US. So we've never been on the actual Binance. We're on the special US version. What is your preferred exchange? Are you on Coinbase or your KuCoin or?
Yeah, I'm on Coinbase. Yeah.
Coinbase Pro?
I'm on.
Less fees? Yes. Let's go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I have a theory about Twitter. I think Elon's making a big jump into that because he's going to release a bunch of AI robots into everyone's house. Like honestly, I've been watching a bunch of stuff on Elon, and he's going to put out robots everywhere. And if you want to control, the masses in the way they're thinking, and you want a bunch of people to be accepting of all these different robots that are about to pop up in everyone's house. I think that's why he's making this big play into Twitter. It's like buying the town square, is what it feels like to me. And he's going to make so much money on robots, guys. He's going to put them absolutely everywhere.
Especially
everywhere.
If they're cheap. I'll get a couple of robots. Yeah, fuck yeah. What's the price point for you buying a robot, Savage?
I mean, depends on what it.
Would you buy a robot?
What it does. It depends on what it does. I mean, there's robots probably worth 10 grand.
If you ever,
would you need
get the opportunity,
everyone needs a good robot.
Oh right. There's an awesome video. One of my favorite creators on YouTube. His name's Michael. What's his name? Michael
Saylor?
Reeves. Michael Reeves.
Oh, Reeves.
And he took the Boston Dynamics robot. He was really bummed because he had been reaching out to them over and over again about having the He was just so obsessed with it because he's seen YouTube videos of people using it, and it said that, and he was trying to inquire to get it, but it was only being used for like people that are in construction and other things. And if you've seen this robot operate, by the way, it is crazy how it responds to environmentally and just like the cameras on it. But really, he just wanted it so he could program it to piss beer in a cup underneath of it. So he programmed it to do that, and then Boston Dynamics did not respond to him at all when he was trying to reach out to them to collaborate. And so he drove all the way to Boston, and then there was a security guard who saw him. It was like, wait, that person just drove straight by. They wanted to go approach him, but then the robot came out. She's like, oh, okay. And so he took the robot into their parking lot, and it just had it piss on their parking lot, and then he drove back across the country.
Whoa! What a way to break into Boston Dynamics! Wow,
dude, it was incredible.
That's an Ocean's 11 movie.
This guy is a legend, and he also just released a video of him using his goldfish to decide what stocks that he traded and he compared his results to Wall Street Bets. And he had outperformed Wall Street Bets and the Nasdaq for like a month period. It was incredible.
Oh,
yeah, but we're just talking about robots. I also think Neuralink is somehow going to be tied into all this stuff.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is tied to so many different companies, and how can we not consider any sort of like collaboration between some of them? I don't know, man. He is an enigma to me, but I look forward to seeing whatever happens.
It's going to be an interesting, like, 3-4 years here coming up, I think. Like, real interesting. I think Elon's going to be leading a lot of that, too. People think he's made a lot of money, like, in cars. Watch robots.
And, I mean, I totally agree with you. Like, Elon is definitely one of those guys you can see us leading us to the fucking singularity, right? But another one is, like, just, like you said, buying the town square, but also it's an excellent, like, payment rail infrastructure already, to the point that, I mean, they were already integrating Stripe and all these other things into it. And Elon is from the PayPal mafia.
Talked about the mafia.
Couldn't agree more. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, and they got him.
They got him. You can't mention him on air.
Whacked.
Yep. That's how fast he took over. He's already infiltrated. Hey, welcome back, Biggie. What's going on, buddy? You're still alive. Welcome back.
Sorry, Elon. Sorry.
Are you a robot? Have you been replaced? What about the mafia?
No, I was just saying that he knows payments like very well, more than people, I think, many have forgotten, maybe, you know? And so we might see something really unique come up in that sense as well, which I'm really looking forward to.
One of his biggest goals was monetizing tweets. Like, that was one of his biggest, like, value propositions to how they can make more money, is like how verified people will be, like creating some sort of standard if third-party sources use verified people's tweets, which then that makes verification even more valuable. So then the process for being verified should be very transparent. It's like, how do I get verified? Right now, getting verified is like, no one knows what it takes in order for that to happen. It's not necessarily follower count. Like, sometimes it may like be politically charged. Who knows? Like, it's very up in the air, like, as to what it takes to be verified on Twitter.
You gotta go to Epstein's Island. Yeah, that's the only way.
Oh my God! Oh, here we go.
That's wild.
You got unkled.
Yeah.
Classic.
No, I welcome the silence. I prefer the silence.
Hey, they say intelligent people prefer the silence, so, you know, that's okay. Just shows a little bit of intelligence. Speaking of silence, they have Ibiza turning into a NFT island over here. These guys over here degenning it up. Why don't you touch on this over here, Fun Uncle? What are your thoughts on this one?
Oh my gosh, this is a smart move, honestly. We were talking before the show about how these are just zombies, you know? Like, they're all completely drugged out and living their best lives. And what they needed is an additional layer of security, right? Like, and I think NFTs is the solve for them, you know? Whenever you've just got a bunch of, like, TKO'd zombies stumbling in to the nightclub, you as a like bouncer can be like, oh yeah, I can just scan their phones, and they're cleared for entry, instead of someone having to search through their purse or their fanny pack for their ticket. I think this is like that layer of security that these people need in order to have a good time and not get robbed when they're popping pills. You know what I'm saying?
As long as they don't take everything from that crypto wallet. Lose your phone. Let me get your thumbprint right here.
Wasn't there a thing about Fire Festival in there too, where like they were able to buy like fire bucks or something like that? Like, they could load their wristband up with fire currency, and I see them doing that for sure in Ibiza too. Yeah, it was one of the big. Did you watch the documentary where they were like trying to find new ways to make money because they were spending it too fast? And they were like, ooh, let's sell VIP packages and convince people to buy special currency that they'll use in the Fire Festival. And it was all just like, they're just burning the cash, you know? It was no good.
Yeah, that's where those $15 waters are coming in.
Starbucks water.
I feel it's great, but I still like, man. I mean, a lot of people hopped up on E, you know, running around with, I mean, I suppose phones filled with crypto, and like I'm not talking about like like what do they call it, the $1 wrench attack method, but dude, like scam artists or this or that. I mean, how easy is it to just like tease somebody's seed phrase or something out of their phone? You know, I don't know.
I hope
I'm
no
not
one's
trying to give you
Ibiza.
scam artist ideas, by the way, please.
I'm a huge advocate for Ibiza. I love it. And the reason it's so great is because the barrier to get into this island is so high, you know, like that nefarious pirates and or, you know, people who would pickpocket you aren't there. You know, like it is very hard to get into this island. You know, you got to either by plane or by boat. I think boat's even more difficult than the plane. And so it really is just like, you ever see the movie Pinocchio, when he goes to the island of misfit toys? Is that right? Am I combining two stories now?
I've seen Pinocchio. That was like 20 years ago.
I recall Pinocchio from a long time ago, but yeah.
That hit classic just came out early this year.
I must be on Disney Plus.
Non sequitur though. Non sequitur. I got to talk about Everything Everywhere All at Once. Have you guys seen this movie, guys?
Everywhere All at Once. That's a movie out.
Oh my gosh, so good, so freaking good. It like movie of the decade. It's so good. You got to check this out. Suri knows. Alexa's gonna watch it.
Sorry. What do you do?
It's so
she wanted
good.
to chip in.
And I can't overhype this movie either. It's so crazy. It's metaverse based, and you know what? Just go see it. I wish I
What
wish
movie
Oh,
is this,
really?
Franco?
This film?
Yeah,
Dude, I'm not gonna lie.
So
I'm
good.
not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I was actually
lie to me.
So I went and saw the Jujutsu Kaisen film. I like anime. The Jujutsu Kaisen film in theaters, and then this was one of the trailers leading into it, and I was like, I was not convinced by, maybe it was the acting that I saw throughout the trailer, and I wasn't like sold on. And there was so many different things going on at once.
Yeah. And the trailer does not do it justice.
I mean, that tells me
it does
that,
not do it justice at all.
Well, 96
so
is really good. What do you?
That's really good.
I say the trailer. The trailer doesn't do it justice. Yeah.
We can't play on here anyways.
Topics.
Yeah. No. But that's super interesting. I mean, if you mentioned that, I mean, it does feel that does feel metaverse like, where it's just like so much going on, nonstop inputs. Just heads on a swivel consistently. What am I? Who am I? Where am I?
And just the ability to summon things into your hands too, like not to give much away, but you know, that's what the metaverse is too. Is like, oh, I want a samurai sword in my hands now. You know, like I got it. You know, I want a whole row of helicopters. I got it. And just like the mind-bending creativity of this movie and where they go with it. It was like you're sitting in your seat while the credits roll, just like, wow, what did I just? I got to go see it a couple more times. It's so good.
All right.
Dang.
I'll do it.
You're going to go watch it in theater a couple more times?
I
feel like you should just...
5 Hawaiian shirts is what I give this movie. 5 out of 5 Hawaiian shirts.
Oh, my.
10 pineapples.
That's top marks right there from our guy, Fun Uncle. I've never even heard of this movie. Everywhere...
I put money down that it'll win an Oscar.
All at once.
I think it's going to win an Oscar. For sure.
Really?
So good.
I feel like movies have been...
for cinematography...
pretty bad lately. I feel like everything that's good comes out in like a 10-part miniseries or something. So nice to hear that they brought a decent movie back again. I feel like ever since COVID, they've been taking a big hit here. I can't even believe movie theaters are still functional. I swear they would have all like failed to pay their rent and been done by now. Who was going to the movies for like a whole year or something? They must have had some nice landlords or something.
Going on right now is the paradigm shift and how NFTs will play into it, you know, because they make a movie expecting an audience to come, and that expected audience is no longer there because of COVID. And so NFTs will give them an idea of who's going to come to the movie before they even launch the thing. right? And it's going to kind of like kind of an added benefit to these movies. They'll get to know before they pour $100 million into it if it's a good idea or not, you know? And then also that gives a voice to the audience, right? Like we as the people can start to dictate a little bit more what Hollywood generates, like, you know, less of West Side Story and more of Everything Everywhere All at Once, you know? Like let us vote in Hollywood.
Flubber says he's going to Ibiza on the 20th. My guy Flubber, let's go. That sounds super fun. I always knew Flubber was a G. Look at him, he's going to be partying it up. I don't know what NFTs you need to grab there, my guy, but I hope there's some good ones. Maybe like on a PO-op or something. That'd be like a fun one to have it back in, you know, later down in the road when you have your NFT. You can be like, you know, back in 2022 when they did the first Metaverse party in Ibiza, your grandpa was there. Flubber was partying it up. So hope you have a good time over there, Flubber. I threw a party for a different group. It was the Degenerates. They had like because it was during COVID, like this time last year, and no one could go to any parties, so they threw like a big Metaverse party, and they had like 10 or 12 like live DJs all playing inside Decentraland. It was pretty fun. So I'm surprised that they're actually going back to like, I guess you make more money in real life, right? That's where everyone buys those $15 waters and stuff. You're not getting those in the Metaverse. So.
But at least when you buy a $15 bottle of water in the Metaverse, it's forever, you know? The $15 bottle in Ibiza, instantly gone.
True.
This is true. This is true.
And with inflation, you're lucky to get a $15 bottle of water.
Oh, inflation's
Back in my day, you could get water
crazy.
for $15.
Holy crap.
Inflation's been going crazy lately. The Fed making their announcement and kind of making CoinGecko go a little bit red there. But, you know, along with all the other markets too, stock markets and everything else. So hope everyone's bags are doing okay out there.
Well, here's the conversation I always have during these moments is what other bad news is left? You know, like COVID, we're kind of through that a little bit.
Don't tempt the fate,
Russia's already invaded Ukraine. Kylie Jenner, you know, Pete Davidson's already dating whoever, Kanye West or whatever. Like the bad news is already out there. Like I think we are like through the tunnel, right? Darkest before the dawn. It's good news is coming. This is just uncle being uncle right now, really what it is, you know. Things could get way worse, but
see the light.
Yes.
But I feel good about things. Like I feel like we're through COVID, like we're seeing the ramifications of it right now, you know, like this is the inflation and bad stuff. These are the consequences of COVID. We're going through it right now. It's going to be like a slow, long bleed. The Fed's going to try to keep it from being a drop all at once. But I've got this feeling that like by Q3 or Q4 of this year, we might see our bottom, you know? Like that'll be our local bottom. And then it's, you know, new all-time highs, baby. All the way to the next halving in 2026.
Are we in quarter 2 right now? So you think we're going to have 2 more quarters of down? Ooh. Ugh.
The summer is usually a bummer for cryptocurrencies. We've had some exceptions to that rule. But, you know what's funny? Just I was talking about the dot-com boom this morning. You know, we all know about the dot-com boom. A 90% drop from all-time highs, and that was Web 2. Now we're entering Web 3, and we all keep talking about this bubble. But at the same time, we're all aware of bubbles that pop. You know, we're all well aware of the 2008 financial crash. We're all well aware of what happened to stamps.com during, you know, the Web 2.0 era. And I think we're all so cautious right now, and we're all hedging our bets and taking profits so much because we're worried about this big, massive drop that may not actually happen because we're all being so cautious and self-aware. I don't know. I think that how bad can things really get?
I'm a bag holder, I guess. I've just held everything. You know, you watch stuff drop down, you could have sold it and made a little bit of money, but who has time for that, guys? We're all doing this full-time degening. Who has time to watch their bags and be depressed? I mean, goes up, goes down, just back up a little bit. It all trends up eventually. Well, boy doesn't sound convinced there.
Is there what
yeah, what do you think, Will Boy?
No. I guess I've had like moments where I do wish that I took advantage. Because here's the thing: is like I wish that I took advantage of certain opportunities that I had from offers because I got very lucky in certain projects, and I could have definitely used that Ethereum in a way to further empower myself in the space and support other people. So that's one thing, but it's like, okay, on to the next thing. How do I find my next opportunity? Because I guess it's like, one thing I do get discouraged about in the space is like, one thing we don't necessarily have control over is the media coverage of everything and the public sentiment about NFTs, crypto in general, like that buzzword. If you speak it to someone, it's such a polarizing topic, and there just needs to be more like success stories, more good shared, and we see it every day. It happens every day. There's so many trades that are happening that are impacting people's lives every day. There are artists who are now becoming noticed for their digital artwork or just generally like every single day, but it's like it's not being swept under the rug. It's just not being unearthed. So yeah,
because we always
I guess,
hear about the Elon Musk stories and the guy who sold something for tens of millions of
Yeah.
dollars, but we don't hear about the family who pulled themselves out of poverty, or the young artist who now can afford an apartment because of NFTs. I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, those small stories are huge for a person, and it's happening a lot more frequently than you think. So yeah, but for me, I guess I agree with you. There's so many bags that I'm holding because I'm just supporting friends, or I love the art. Like I'm not even gonna touch it because I'm not even consider flipping it because I can't wait till I have displays where I'm like able to share this work with other people, like in my own home. So yeah, I'm in it for when I hold it for different reasons. Whether it's like, oh, I bought into an IP because I have a character that I want to develop in that world and universe. Like that is something that I consider a lot. Like, oh, I can make my own spin-off comic under like Azuki. I do not have Azuki, but I'm just saying, like, you can do stuff if you are a part of these like IPs, and that's what drives me as a creative person is like the ability to do stuff like that. Yeah.
Better than
I
me.
gotta ask this question to the audience here. You know, what do you see in the future of NFTs? Like, what excites you about the future of NFTs?
NFTs in general for me, I think we're just cracking the surface. But we're just doing like little pictures right now. I can't wait till they're like our medical card, or for, you know, you want to go to a new doctor, you're going to have all your medical stuff on your NFT. You can just show your doctor, they can transfer your files into like, they're going to be privacy blockchains that are going to do a bunch of stuff. Who's going to get married first on the blockchain? I've been waiting for that for a while. Like,
I thought there was somebody that had already done something like that.
it might be.
Or not?
Space moves
I
real
think-
quick.
Like first gay,
Like their
gay
marriage
and
papers?
anything like that or something. Yeah, I think I saw it. But yeah, the functionality is a whole animal unto itself, right? And like that's where I like to sometimes pick like devs' brains and to see how they're thinking about it, because I mean they're vast, from DeFi and NFTs merging together to real estate, like you said, to medical, to identity, you know. But I mean, yeah, in the artist space, to what you were saying, I mean, the whole Creative Commons Zero or owning your IP and being able to do spin-offs of projects that you've participated in, or metaverses that you're a part of, are I don't think there's gonna be some new applications to how people use this that we have yet to see. So I'm really excited about it, man, for like creators and artists, and you know, finally like you said, like change your life.
Hey, so I just
We've only
noticed
begun.
that the screen wasn't moving behind us. You know, whoever's hosting didn't hit play, so our background was never moving. What are we doing,
That's
guys?
how good the content is.
What are we doing, guys?
You know, I thought it was moving the whole time.
I did too. I looked up and I was like, oh my god, I never hit play.
It's like when you're at the shore
Whoops.
and you're watching your feet as the water, you feel like you're moving. So I felt like I've been moving this whole time, man, because you guys are
Me
moving,
too.
right?
Wow.
The motion isn't in the background; it's right here in us.
Preach.
Look at
Right.
that.
That's
I'll
right.
have what he's having.
have probably no sleep.
It's Starbucks.
Looping us back in.
This
We
is
need to go
not
get
free
some
advertising.
what was it, Johnny Walker or something? Yeah, Johnny Walker is
There
dabbling in
it
Web3.
is.
That's what we need.
There it is. Slap it up here.
Oh, we
Johnny
can.
Walker doing?
Go, Johnny,
can-
go,
oh.
go. No DMCA. No
Too many
DMCA.
screens. There we go. Louis Vuitton and Johnny Walker dabbling in Web 3. Larva Labs deleting
Collection
tweets.
barrels. Well, and this is the thing
That
is
was a
Johnny
big-
Walker.
that was a
If you've
big
ever
story.
have an old bottle of Johnny Walker, it just tastes terrible, you know. And so what they're trying to do is like, oh, let's actually make something that does stand the test of time, right?
Looks like
60-year
they
collectibles.
partnered with VFriends and Gary.
Yeah, that's a gifting go, right?
Whoa.
Yeah, there are 555 gift goat tokens in total. Unlock 18 luxury gift experiences curated by Gary. Physical gift. Would you guys drink that and keep the bottle or not drink it?
Oh,
I mean-
never drink it. No.
Never drink it.
It's worth more sealed, and because that's the thing is like, let's say you get like a $10,000 bottle of something, I will never ever get $10,000 of enjoyment out of the liquid inside of that bottle ever. So nah, seal it, vacuum seal it.
What if you had that
Space.
same bottle but in Ibiza?
Well, then you're
right.
probably taking it.
All right, there are no rules. I literally went to a steakhouse in Ibiza, cloth napkins, like white cloth tablecloths, and there were people in tutus, just like this, like on the table, like sweating it out. There's
Love it.
still club music playing. It was
Oh, that's
like
the
the whole
Perkins
place
of
is a
Ibiza.
club.
That's what you're doing, like over here. You go sit at the Perkins and then sleep that off.
It's just so funny, like people at a steak dinner, like multiple people, just like just trying to.
Getting that water.
That's Ibiza, man.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
$20 bottles of water.
Well, it's nice to see they're
gotta
still
go.
up
You
and
gotta try
running
it
and going. I've not been. Have you guys been to Ibiza? I feel like I'm the only one left out. Flubber and Fun Uncle having all the fun
I
over
have
here.
not either, Savage. I have not been, but I have heard the tales and seen the videos, and it looks fun. Definitely.
It's like
Not
Vegas.
for me, not at this age anymore, but Vegas I like, like off strip, I don't know, like I like the old school dive bars that are around there. Like the tiki bars in Vegas are amazing. Like I don't understand what people do spending money like to buy bottles of bullshit in a club when you can go to those places. Like that's where the Rat Pack used to drink and everything. It's like all original, like Polynesian art, like and like a huge rum selection and just like cool local people, with a barbecue, Korean barbecue on the side. Like it's perfect. Like to me,
Also,
like that.
shout out.
Vegas.
Yeah, shout out Valley of Fire too. That's
I don't know that
it's,
one.
It's a
Please
place.
tell me.
No, Valley of Fire is a place in Vegas that's like it's a hiking spot and it's freaking beautiful. There's so much around Vegas that people don't even consider, but Vegas has got some really, really, really awesome hikes and just like wonderful trips. That there's so many trips that you can take and it'll be incredibly memorable if you take the time to dig in and
Would
go
you live in
elsewhere.
Vegas? Would you live in Vegas if given
Would
the
I?
opportunity? Yeah.
I would.
I don't know. I'm not
Would you live in
sure.
Vegas? Yeah.
I've never
I do
been.
see
I've
like
heard that.
I
keep
would
reading all
change.
these
Like for
things.
some reason, I see myself in like leather jacket and like fucking like Thunderdome or something.
Neck
like crazy
tattoos.
shit like that.
Right.
Sounds hot.
Yeah, things would happen, but I would do it. I would go.
Huh. Never been to Vegas. I mean, I've been there before. I was like, old enough to gamble, but as an adult, I've never been to Vegas. Maybe I'll have to take the girlfriend to Vegas one of these times. Who watches the dog? He's so poorly trained. I don't know who his owner is. Always barking, biting people. He looks so innocent on camera right now. Look at him. He's just
Sounds
passed
rough.
out. Yeah, he's got a rough life, being pampered all the time. Mr. Covington.
For sure.
All right, well, it's been a fun episode of NFT Live. Did you guys have anything that you wanted to touch on before we close out this episode?
Check out Art Start Now tomorrow. And then we've got a new episode of Fun Uncle on Sunday. And so stay tuned for more Woboy and Fun Uncle taking over the weekend with the Art Start Now crew. That's all. I want to make sure.
I was just going to ask you all if you're planning or doing something with the whole NFT NYC thing. If
Actually, yeah.
any of you guys are going to go, be there.
Are you running the video equipment again, Fun Uncle? Didn't you do that for the last one?
I'm looking to go as an attendee. The seed has been planted, and I'm shopping for flights right now. But I know Woboy is 100%. Have you bought flights yet?
Yeah.
NFT NYC.
I'm about to. I'm gonna buy mine this. I'm gonna buy mine this weekend. But yeah, we're gonna be having 4 days of events and NFT NYC for Web3, Nifty Castle, Witchy GF, DBs is all going to be represented there, and we are making some cool interactive we want to make we want to have a memorable experience there. I think a lot of times people are going to go there, go to their parties, but I think that we just want to create something that thematically makes sense and just have fun and create programming that's impactful and memorable for people that are attending. So that's what I look forward to is in the coming weeks leading up to it is just developing all of that because I'm just excited to share experiences with people. And physically, that's that's been what the industry I was in for so long is creating immersive experiences. So let's go.
Awesome,
I cannot
dude.
wait for NFT NYC. And just to see not much has been announced, by the way. There's so much that's slowly rolling out, and now we're starting to hear about more and more events. So keep your eye out. Also, we are compiling a list of events too, an ultimate guide on the Nifty Castle website. You could look at our blog where if you have an event for NFT NYC, please submit it because we are putting together a list that's accessible for free to anyone and everyone. So I wonder if does anyone else know of any events or anything that's going on at an NFT NYC? Curious.
I don't even know the dates when it's going because I guess I don't plan on going, so I'm not in one ear out the other. So when is NFT NYC?
June
20th to 23rd. Yeah.
Yeah, but people are still having events outside of that time period too. So expect before that period and after it for there to be ancillary stuff going on as well.
And that's my question for you. Is it more the weekend before or more the weekend after?
I would say before.
Should I try to fly in that Friday?
I would say before because towards the end, everything teeters out, right? You get tired.
They're exhausted.
Yeah, exactly. You got no more Gwei. So, but I'm really excited. I want to be there for Sunday to go to a Meta Factory exhibition IRL experience that they're setting up, which I'm really looking forward to. So like you said, cool. There's a lot of parties and those are great, and please don't ever stop making them. But I think there's a lot of space to do kind of what you're talking about, really do immersive experiences and show this whole phygital thing that's coming up that people seem to be very unaware of, but it's going to be really, really cool. Yes, sir.
We'll have to get you on camera.
Lola Menthol. Yeah, she's performing as well. Isn't she? Lola Menthol's putting on a couple shows too. I'm pretty sure she was talking about that.
She is. Yeah, Lola Menthol is going to have. I cannot quote the dates. The date that she's going to be DJing, but I know New York is her stomping ground, so expect her to be putting on several shows.
Well, here's a tease. She talks about it in tomorrow's episode of Art Start Now, so everybody,
there you go.
Listen in. You got to tune in to Art Start Now tomorrow. She talks all about it. Check it out.
My man.
That's right. Hey, you know what? I didn't even realize I had my speakers on over here. There wasn't an echo or something. I think it's all right. Well, this has been a fun Lads Day. I don't think anyone's mentioned it. So happy Lads Day to everyone that's out there and watching us. You know, we don't have Nifty with us today. I think he is out and about having fun, enjoying some stuff in real life. So shout out to Nifty. We miss you here on NFT Live, but it was nice having everyone else on the roundtable. Appreciate everyone for jumping in. Go ahead.
Thank you for having us.
Well, what, did you say something?
Yeah. Oh, no. I thought I muted. Sorry. No. I just. No. Continue, man. Sorry.
I think that was it for me. This has been a super fun episode. I'm glad all the sound and everything worked out. Did a bunch of practicing, so this one was a lot better than the last one, boys. Appreciate everyone for showing up on the round table, and happy Lads Day to each and every one of you guys out there. You've been hanging out with DJ Savage and
Fun Uncle.
Whoa boy, Fun Uncle, Biggie Poppins. This has been a super fun time. I hope everyone has a fabulous Lads Day. We shall see you guys, what was it, tomorrow? It's today, Saturday?
Art Start Now.
Art Start Now tomorrow, that's right. All right, guys. See you guys tomorrow for Art Start Now and Inside the Discord. Let's
Take it
go.
Easy, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye now. All right, and I think